What's up, guys? Back again. Wolf Sports weekly golf preview. This week, breaking down the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson. Coming off of last week, we ran through the Zurich Classic. As we said, look, we didn't mail it in. We still showed up. We still punched the clock. But yeah, it wasn't not our best effort, not the most exciting tournament, and I don't know that we're going to do too heavy of a recap either. But we have Green Means Go back, obviously. Again, what's going on, Green?
Not too much. Excited for a normal week. Although the field is not exceptional, it's better than whatever we saw, as you mentioned, at the Zurich Classic. I did not enjoy what I watched of it. Not a big fan of the format, but I guess it is what it is. I couldn't even tell if the players liked it. That's the other thing. Like, do they enjoy that? I don't know. So, yeah, thankful for a normal week this week.
Yeah, I didn't see to be honest, I didn't see a single shot from the Zurich. To be honest with you, I mean, I can't even tell you who won right off the
It
top of my head.
was Novak and Ben Griffin. So
Yeah.
Novak, who just lost to uh, whoever, I guess, was it Rory or somebody in a playoff? I don't know. Novak came off of a play. What was the event between the Masters and the Zurich?
Um,
That's the one that Novak was second in. He lost in a playoff.
RBC
Okay. Yes.
Heritage. Yeah.
And so he came back, and they played really well, him and Ben Griffin. I will tell you that I put a live bet on Rory and Shane Lowry in the first round, and the very next hole, McIlroy drives it into the water, and it was the sort of best ball format, so the alternate shot wouldn't have mattered. Shane Lowry just got to put one in the fairway, and we'll get out of here with the par. He drove his into the water, so they both drive it into the water the hole after I bet him. So that was my experience. Now, I did get a little bit on the last day live. Novak and Griffin were up 3 and they were minus 110, and they'd been playing well, and their alternate shot scores were really good on Friday. That's what they were playing that day. So I got out of it, but yeah, never again, please. Never again.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It is like I said. I mean, look, we weren't like the most pumped about it. Wasn't the most excited we've ever been to cover, but hey, nonetheless, the show goes on. We keep kind of moving forward, and yeah, we're into now the CJ Cup. Lord Byron Nelson, I believe, is the official name. So yeah, let's get into it. Do we want to get into the course? We talk course
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
talk a little
let's
bit about the
course.
course. Again, I think our format has been better as of late. So I want to kind of breeze through this stuff so we can look at the board and look at the model and talk more picks. So yeah, par 71, a little bit longer than we've seen in a few weeks. Bent grass greens. What you can see from 2024, 2023, and 2022 is one, these scores are going to be low. I want to say the par fives are all like sub 500 or close to 500 yards, which means if you're not getting birdie, you're failing. If you get par on a par five, you will not win. It's kind of how this is set up. So par five scoring is going to be big this week. Again, they will go low. Minus 20 probably will be the winner or more. And it's anyone's week. If you discount Scotty Scheffler, who is for some reason in this field, a lot of the bigger names are not. He is choosing to play. I don't know if that's just because it's a Texas event and he likes playing Texas. I don't know what it is, but he will be there. But you can see some of the last few years. I mean, Pendrith won last year. Ben Coles, Alex Noren were top 3. Jason Day, Siwoo Kim, Austin Eckroat, KH Lee, Spieth, Hideki, Sebastian Munoz. Like, it's just, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to take some long shots this week because I think it is a good week for anyone in the field. So that's the course. That's the history. Talking stats that matter. Strokes gained total, strokes gained tee to green, strokes gained putting, and strokes gained approach all crack top 10 in terms of courses on the tour. Strokes gained approach is second out of 52. Things that do not necessarily matter this week: driving distance and strokes gained off the tee. So if we want to talk about Scotty, which I know you have resigned yourself from betting any Scotty number for the most part outright, after the RBC, I was about to tweet out that I'm going to do the same because I can't keep laying these 400s plus 400s and getting burnt by him not being able to make putts and whatnot. However, his driver has been going left off the tee, which at this course really doesn't matter. Like, he'll be fine. That coupled with his par five scoring, it sets up well for Scotty. But I know you're probably not going to get to him at the price, so we don't have to discuss that any further. Here's some course history.
And real quick, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about it. It's like, is this the week? Kind of looking through the field. It's like, is this the week to finally get behind Scotty at the price? But I don't know. At the
Yeah.
same time, it's still just it's
Maybe
hard.
not in
It's
the
tough.
DFS. He's like
Yeah,
13,000 on
yeah, yeah.
DFS. But I was gonna look on ProfitX because they typically have the best line on him. And then it was down. ProfitX was down, so I didn't get a look what their line was there. I'd probably get suckered into a 4-1, but I don't even know if we'll see that number this week. So these are the strokes gained total on this course historically for all of these golfers. Anybody gaining at least a stroke is going to be from Kevin Tway and up. Ryan Palmer, hey, Matt Kuchar. Look at that. Do we have another Matt Kuchar ride in us? I don't know. Top 40, maybe. Maybe he's a DFS play, but he's had
I'll
success.
say I was gonna say I already peeped that. He's not as cheap as he was last time around
He's
on
not
the
okay.
DFS front. Yeah, we'll
Okay,
we'll tackle that later. But yeah, he's not in the bargain bin anymore.
fair enough. Siwoo Kim, we've talked about a couple times last few weeks. Seamus Power,
Yeah.
wild enough, is in the top 6. And then, yeah, you see Scotty and Jordan up here. So, again, it's kind of a mess in terms of what we have this week and in history, but these are the guys who have performed well over their time at TPC Craig Ranch. Anybody stick out on this page to you?
I mean, it's funny that Sheamus and Siwoo make an appearance here because those were guys that I have looked at, considered in my DFS card. Power being the guy there, I'm like, oh wow, like he's where's he been? Um, not a lot, I guess. He was just a guy that a couple years ago I really liked his game, and then he kind of seemingly fell off a bit here.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good to see there's some strong course history.
Yeah, if you would have told me Live or PGA, I probably would have said Live because I
No,
haven't
right,
heard of him
right.
for a while, and he seems like kind of one of those mid-tier guys that would have hopped over and gotten paid a little more
And hey, look,
and
a lot of I
thing.
mean, 14 rounds is nothing to sneeze at
Right,
here. So
right. We'll look at his we'll look and see one if he makes the model, and we'll look at his maybe some top 20. So speaking of the model, these were the first 5 trials I tried to keep. We're having success overall. I think the strategy of running 10 trials based on different metrics and then aggregating them has proven to work. The last 3 times we've done it, we've had the winner every time. We've had some dark horses. If you remember, Sung JM from the Masters was up there. He finishes top 5. So things are working. I'm just replicating it every week until I feel like we need to maybe change some things. So no surprise, Scotty Scheffler at the top for mostly anything. If we look at similar courses, though, he takes a fall, still in the top 15. But yeah, I don't know if this is an advantage. If it's an advantage because it is Texas, where he's used to playing, where he's from. Like, that's probably a more of a boost. But if you want to look at Scotty failing a little bit, it is in that trial. The last 10 trials, again, more things here. You see Scotty Scheffler often. To summarize this, which I think is a little bit easier to digest, is every important, we'll just call him important, golfer who shows up at least twice in the 10 trials. How many times they show up in the 10 trials are here. Their total aggregate score, again, the model scores them up to 100 points based on their performance at all the metrics that are decided to be weighted for each trial. So this is their total score. I mean, Scotty is 840, and then you have Ben Griffin, which is second at 660. So almost a 200-point difference, even though Ben Griffin appears only one less time. So massive advantage, it looks like, numbers-wise, for Scotty Scheffler. And then the average. So, you can see here Ryan Gerard only makes it 4 times, but when he does, make these trials, see if we can find a quick one here of him. He places fairly high on, see here, he's 5th. He places pretty high in terms of 1 to 15. So again, if you just want to kind of use this as a starting point and maybe try to find some value in terms of guys that show up either often, guys that show up with a lot of points, guys that average a lot, like Tom Kim, only 3 times, but 80 points per time, which is beating out everybody else on this list outside of Scotty Scheffler. So, if you really wanted to get into the weeds, you could go back and you could see which models Tom Kim, which 3 times he shows up, course history. Okay, maybe he plays well here. So just some ideas of what you can do with the data that I'm providing, because I don't want this to be something you blindly trust, rather a roadmap that plots different points that you can arrive at things on your own merit. So I don't want to spend a lot of time there. I want the bulk of this show, and I think Zach would agree with me, to be going through the card, going through the model, using the model as a guide, going through the board, and actually talking numbers, talking picks. So just briefly, these are the top 16-ish, 20-ish players from the model based on all 10 trials. These are their total scores across all the trials. And then I went ahead and put their outright odds over here. So, I mean, you can see some guys, 250 to 1 is Brian Campbell. So would I go out and would I bet on Brian Campbell to win the thing? Probably not. But is a 250 to 1 cracking the top 10 on the model maybe worth a top 20, maybe worth a top 40, maybe worth a DFS play? I would say yes. So that's where we've seen some success. We can start. We can go. We can talk. We can do it. So let's go ahead. Anybody in the comments? There's no comments today, Zach. What are we doing?
I know. We finally ran everyone off.
We lost him with the Zurich Classic, I think.
Yeah. Maybe we would have been better off just taking that week off. Keep the thirst high.
Maybe
keep the hunger.
We just got to get a winner, and then people will be back. So Scotty.
Then put it behind a paywall.
Scotty 3 to 1. What do you think? Scotty 3 to 1. What color do you want to use today? I mean, maybe that. There we go. Tapper.
If you didn't like Scotty at 4 to 1 or 5 to 1, you're gonna love him at 3 to 1.
Listen, I would play him at 4 to 1. If Profit X, let me see if they're back online.
Here we go. Tap is in. Tap's in the house.
Yeah. Let's see if Profit X got their act together. Novig does not have any outright odds. They have a ton of matchups. Okay, Profit X is back online, so that is good. Do you have a guess at what they're going to offer? If 3 to 1 is the best rec market price, what do you think? You got a guess?
Here's what I don't understand. Are people putting up like no liquidity, or like how's that work?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. 340 is your answer. He's 340. Okay. The no is minus 445. So listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm probably going to find a way to sprinkle a little on Scotty at 340. And maybe that's me chasing. Maybe that's a bad habit, but
I guess here's my main problem. Like, you have to win he has to win one out of every 4 tournaments to like, and actually he probably needs to win more than that
Yeah.
because you're betting on other people too. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You are right. But weak field in Texas, I mean, you're right. Let's not talk about him anymore. Okay. Let's move on to Ben Griffin, a winner on
he
the
just
tour.
ruins the market. That's my problem with him. He ruins the market. Like you can't bet him.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You would hammer
Anyway,
no
Ben Hill
at
Griffin.
440. Yeah. So Ben Griffin wins last week in the Zurich Classic. Makes a putt on 16, I believe, like a 20, 30 footer. Yeah, no Jordan Spieth. We'll talk about that in a second. So I mean, there is something to be said about a guy coming in with no pressure, playing with Andrew Novak, getting into a rhythm, winning a fake event, but winning nonetheless, and coming into an individual event with momentum. I like Ben Griffin a lot this week. And that's not even including the model. And then the model supports me. So 40 to 1. I'm going to look at some of his numbers as of late, if you give me a second,
Top
because I know we
20.
like to talk.
Top 20 plus 140.
Top 20 plus 140.
Yeah. You know that's where I normally like to hang out with
Right,
my
right.
my dance card is normally,
Yeah.
a
Gain
little
strokes and
little safer.
approach. Every event except the Players 2 months ago. Yeah, I've been playing real well. Let's see his course history here. 13th last year, cut the year prior. I'm not worried about that though. So yeah, a top 20 at one. What'd you say it was?
Plus 140.
140. Yeah. Let's.
I
Is
mean,
that?
for the number 2 guy on the model, like
Yeah.
that feels like that'll be a bet.
Yeah. Let's put the 140 there. And I wouldn't even mind a little sprinkle on the outright. Why not go back to back? It's just a personal. We could do 2 different colors too. You could pick a color, I could pick a color. We don't confuse the audience. Buzzy says no Jordan Spieth. Not a lot of value on rec books for finish position. Norlander top 5 is a nice sprinkle play. Yeah, I don't know. I can go kind of like try to reverse engineer this a little bit and figure out why Spieth fails to respond, or the model fails to care for Spieth in this instance. But yeah, I was a little shocked, especially with his history here. It doesn't. He didn't appear once. He's losing strokes approach 75% of times, so that could be a lot of it. Cut last year here. Second, like I said, in 2022. 9th in 2021. I mean, how far back do you go with Jordan Spieth though, and have it still be applicable? Because we know a few years ago he was a much stronger golfer than he's been as of late. I bet it's the strokes gained approach that's killing him. But he, oh boy, Spieth has 3 straight top 20s. So, yeah, that might be an add-in play, a write-in on the ballot, Buzzy. There could
Yeah,
be
we have those. We've done well with the right end.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Norlander may be a good play as well. He's on the model. So okay, so Ben Griffin, maybe a little outright, maybe a little free bet. If you've got a free bet on the account, maybe a top 20 at 140. Harry Hall. Not a name. Not a
Yeah, I
name.
was gonna say not familiar, not super familiar.
He's 80 to 1, so he's not the longest odds on this. Let's see what Harry Hall's been up
Oh,
to.
oh man, you're gonna love it. He's a newsboy cap guy,
Oh boy, did you see Bryson in
an
the bunker? Did you
Englishman.
see that? Did you see that clip of Bryson in the bunker this week in Mexico or wherever they are? Because you need
No,
to
but
find
now I
it.
feel like I need to look it up.
It reinforces everything we talked about Bryson. He's on a practice round and he's like, somebody's gonna break a wrist in this sand. You know, this sand is horrible. So you know it's classic Bryson. Okay, Harry Hall's recent performances are significantly troublesome, which again makes me
Well,
wonder.
yeah. Well,
Ugh,
like on the tour
I-
or at the
yeah,
course.
Yeah. 26th at the Valero,
Yeah.
18th at Houston Open, 54th, and then 2 cuts in a row. His around the green play has been great, which is important here. His putting has been pretty solid, which is important here, but he gets a boost on bent grass. He doesn't putt well on Poa Anna. That could be a conversation, but judging by judging by just looking at his raw stats, I don't know if I'm getting to Harry Hall, but it is interesting that he is so high on the model. I bet it's a combination of his short game and his approach play has been okay. So, that's probably some of it. I'm okay just leaving Harry Hall
Yeah.
on here and moving
Yeah.
forward
He is, if you are interested, top 20 plus 230.
for Harry Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same price as Seamus Power.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense because they're both 80-1, so that they probably mirror each other there. Eric Cole. Let's see what he's been up to this year. Definitely a name I've heard more lately. Cut at the Zurich, 18th at RBC, 26th at Valero, 15th at
Mm.
Houston, 12th at Valspar, 3 out of 4 top 20s, tons of miscuts prior. But February and March is is a couple calendar turns away. 23 here 2 years ago. So decent form, gaining strokes in approach, 4 of his last 4 starts, gaining strokes putting, 3 of his last 4 starts. Off the tee, he struggles. It doesn't really matter if you struggle off the tee here. Eric Cole, what do we got on Eric Cole's top 20? It's got to be close to 200, considering he's
Oh
75 to
yeah.
1.
Oh yeah, plus 225.
Okay. I don't dislike that. I'll give it a 225.
Yeah, because you'd also like to see some top 20 finishes in the on the resume, of which he does have 3 of his last 4. He has finished in the top 20. So, and
Yeah,
the one that
what's
he didn't, he finished 26th. So,
right?
I'm not throwing out the Zurich.
Yeah, don't include that.
Yeah.
8100 in DFS, it might be a middle of the road guy. So, something to keep in mind there. Sung J M. Now, the last time Sung J M was top 5 on a model, he performed. However, his number, 25 to 1 is pretty short on Sung J M. But we'll see what his history is here. I think we're going to get some more. His strokes gained approach is horrible. Horrible. 11th at RBC, 5th at the Masters, 60th, 19th. At the BYRON, he's never played at this course, though.
Yeah, I'm out on him. As we like to say, out on him. Looking at DFS, no interest at all. He's more expensive than a guy like Sam Burns. You know,
Yeah.
just no thanks.
I
Too
think this is
expensive. Too
it's a
rich for
name.
my blood.
Yeah. You're paying for a name here in a
Yeah,
field that is
light
weak.
on names. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm okay with a pass there. Okay. Seamus Powers. We talked about him prior. I think we need to do some in-depth looking at where this guy has been. Because let me tell you, in the list of top 100 golfers, he does not crack the list. He is 125 right now on the list of top golfers. This is not a good start. Oh boy.
Yeah, we were saying, you could have convinced me that he had, left for the Live Tour, and I would. It's like, okay, maybe did he?
He has a
He
lot of
just hasn't
he's
really been in the
doing a lot.
mix. Yeah, he's kind of been
Okay.
just under the radar.
Okay, so here is what I think we are seeing. I think I can. I think I can understand the model's love for Seamus Power here, and I'm going to let the viewers decide if this is important. Last year he was cut. He
Hmm.
was he was horrible tee to green. He was horrible off the tee, and it takes a really bad day to lose strokes off the tee at this place. So let's just let's keep that in our mind. Toss it out almost. 19th, 17th, 9th in the years prior. 3 top 10, three top 20s before he got cut. So by and large, he fits the course well. He likes the course. Form though, this year he's got a 24 at the Genesis Invitational. Cut couple of four cuts in his last 6 isn't great, but when he doesn't get cut, 8th and 18th.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Um
Yeah, pretty wide. I mean, pretty wide spectrum there, and you're probably going to end up on one end of the two extremes.
right. It's another he's going to miss the cut or he's going to get top 20. What is
Yeah.
his top 20? What do we say it was? 240?
Yeah. 230.
So which Seamus is going to show up is the
Yeah.
question. No thanks on
No
power. Yeah.
thanks.
I wouldn't. What's top 40? Do we have a top 40 plus money?
But I
If he
think
made
that what you just looked at, that's not where you really want to be, because he's either like good or really bad, right?
Yeah.
So
Humor me. What
I
is it?
can look just for yeah. Let's see.
Bring the CJ Cup back to the summit in Las Vegas. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like this Craig Ranch place is a little too easy for a lot of these guys. I don't know if the summit was the same, but
He's minus 115, top 40.
okay. So then to make the cut, he's got to be. Is there a good number for make the cut? I mean, he's probably 160, 170. Okay, we'll lay off.
Yeah.
We'll uh we'll leave power. We'll leave the power behind. Andrew Putnam is next.
He's minus 200 to make the cut, by the way. Power
Okay,
is.
yeah. See, I'd rather take top 40 at that point.
Yeah.
Andrew Putnam is our long shot,
Hmm.
first long shot offender. So let's see what he's up to. He's got to be cheap on DFS as well, if I had to guess.
I mean, I was gonna say, just seeing him up, up this high at 175 to 1, you already have my attention there.
Oh boy, do I have your attention? Because cut cut his
Well,
prior
look, we're
to.
not getting Scotty here.
You're right. Cut his prior two events at Craig Ranch.
Mm.
Not good. Cut at the Zurich.
26 Punta Cana. I feel like
Cut cut at
every
the
person I've
Valero.
looked
Cut at
up
the
was,
Valspar. Cut at TPC Sawgrass. He gets 11th at the Cognizant.
yeah,
25th at
9
the
out of
Waste
15 cuts.
Management.
25 at Waste Management.
Yeah, that's not bad. Top 30 at Farmers Open, Terry Pines. That's respectable. It's hot and cold though. I mean, he
Yeah,
can't
very.
he can't get off the tee. His problem is off the tee and potentially putting. If we disregard off the tee, which if you're going to lose 4 strokes at TPC Scottsdale and finish top 25, that's impressive. But it also worries me for what you're able to do elsewhere. What's his top? What's Putnam's? Oh, my gut says don't even ask. My gut says stay away. Putnam is another guy that is such a coin flip, not seeing enough value for finishing position. Yeah, I think I agree here, Buzzy. I would need like a plus 200 to make the cut, something like that. I don't know if we're gonna get a number quite like that. So yeah,
Oh, for what? Plus 3 or for top 20?
No, Putnam to make the cut. What is this? What
Oh
is this top
yeah,
20
yeah.
though? What's
Plus 360.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I
I don't know. I don't like that. I
yeah.
like a little more consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Minus
Um
140 to make the cut.
yeah. Yeah, no. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's a
And
pass. That's a hard
um
pass.
Scotty will definitely win this week. It's an inevitability. Man of the henchman. Throw it up on the screen. I want it to be on here. I want it to be on here. Do you like him at that number, man of the henchman? 330 is the best price right now. 330. Or are you just you don't care about the number? You bet teams, not prices. Teams, not numbers. I, I don't know. I'm telling you, if I saw a 400, I'd pounce. Okay, Jacob Bridgman, a name who has been on the model before and has performed when he was on the model. So I'm interested. Again, it's a little tough with these names this week
Yeah,
with
because it's
the
again,
field.
it's not the deepest field. You know, I will say a quick note, and I don't know if maybe you already made the adjustment. But there's no way. But a name that I'm surprised we're not seeing, although I did, I got some reports during the stream, like right after we started, that Zalatoris withdrew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm surprised. I mean, he's not even on here anyway. Like he didn't even
Yeah.
make the cut in the
The
model.
model can predict withdrawals. You know,
Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I can factor that in. So that's just a case of the model being really on top of it.
Yeah, he withdrew like just shortly after 1 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Bridgman, he's a grinder. I'll give him that. Top 10 at the Zurich doesn't count, but maybe if you want to ride some momentum. RBC, he makes the cut, but plays horrible in round 4. Loses strokes in every category.
Hmm,
Misses the cut in Houston, but then has a
hate that.
third, a 50th, a 15th, a second. Has brought some heat this year. Putts tremendously well every week. It's the best part of his game. And we know that putting is important here. What's his number? 50 to 1 though? What's his
Hmm,
Byron?
I
What's his
don't know.
Byron
I don't
Nelson?
know that he's gonna win.
Cut last year at the Byron. Lost strokes putting, which if we think about that, um, yeah, he's been a pretty solid putter his whole career. That's what's tricky. Just when I got excited, Bridgman the 7th on my list this week, cut last year, great putter. Yeah, I just let's see. He's probably what 170 top 20, if I had to guess. 160 top 20. I'm counting on you, Zach, to find it. I guess I should. I guess I should give you the actual directive. Can you find his top 20 number for me, please?
Yeah, yeah. This is Bridgman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh jeez, we're still on missed cut. Yeah, we're not going there.
210.
We are not going there.
That's including ties. Weak field. Good
Yeah,
putter.
it is. Bridgman.
Buzzy says over 200. I just want to make sure that's including ties.
It might, yeah, because the one that's including ties on DraftKings is plus 175.
Okay.
If you just go to the normal top 20, that's where you'll find the plus 210 that he mentioned.
Okay.
So yeah, that's I normally only do the including ties. I hate the dead heat split, so I almost always just pay the tax there
I
and
agree.
include the ties.
So here's what I'm going to say. Putting's been solid. Momentum last week with the Zurich Classic. I know that that's not something we necessarily want to bank it off of, but I do think a low key casual event, finding a rhythm, can be a positive. It's a weak field. I'm okay with a top 20 for Bridgman at 175, given all of those things. That's where I'm at. You will probably disagree, Zach, but that's okay.
No, he's a guy that I was, looking at considering. I will say, it's tough to get there with him on DFS purposes. He's just a little pricey, but I mean,
Is he in
it's also it's I don't know. My view is probably skewed here because with the weak field, there's a lot more lower mid to low tier guys that are just more expensive than I'm used to seeing them. Um,
Yeah. Yep. That's fine. Yeah, I get it. 8,500 is a little much for him. I'd rather have Eric
we could
Cole.
yeah we could throw some top 20 in there. I'm okay with that.
Okay, Thorbjorn Olsen. Good luck. 35-year-old Denmark, 7,800 on the salary. Cut at Zurich, 5th at the Valero, cut at Houston, 36th at the Valspar, cut at the Cognizant, 49th at the Mexico, cut. He alternates cuts. So last week he was cut. Good off the tee, good approach. Not the best putter. Good tee to green play. What's his history here? Cut. Well, I guess one
Love
of
to
those
see it.
not one of those was not at the event or at the same course. So, yeah, his approach play in round one was horrible last year. Yeah, his price isn't. I mean, yeah, he's probably in that 200 to top 20. I'm not interested. I'm more. I'm more. I do think there might be something with Brian Campbell though, which sounds crazy, but another guy who's been on the model before and played okay when he was. And cheap, 6,800 on. Okay. No events here historically. Loses strokes off the tee almost every event. So again, let's say that stat by and large doesn't matter here to the extent that it would at Harbor Town or Augusta. Decent approach player, decent around the greens, decent putting, and he's sitting at 250 to 1. I have an interest in Brian Campbell. If you can give me a top 40 at plus money, I'm interested. A top 20 at 250 or more.
I'll tell you one thing. He's definitely making the cut in the DFS lineup here because he's 6,800, very cheap.
Right.
Provides quite a bit of flexibility elsewhere. So I like that quite a bit. That allows me to get this guy in. All right, get back into the odds here. Looking for. Yeah, now you got me all messed up in the.
I'm trying to find it too.
Well, I was back in the ties section.
170 top 20.
Yeah.
Which is no, that's that's
No.
Jake. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Bridgman. We just talked about him. Campbell. I'm gonna have to control F, and I don't want to. I just want to be able to find him. 450.
Yeah,
top 20.
I was like, there's no way. Yeah, that's getting probably thrown in there, right? I mean,
Yeah, we're
what's going on
gonna.
here?
So that means top 40 is probably at plus money as well. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, definitely will be. Granted, I think this does include ties, but I guess I'm a little more okay going top 40 with ties than top 20. Not as much of a log jam the further out you get.
Yeah.
Plus 170.
For
Top
top 40?
40.
I mean, mm, mm,
Minus 120 to make the cut. What did you say he's done here for me? Like anything?
he's
Nothing?
not done anything, which is the
Yeah.
problem. He's never played here. But I could do a quick look at where he has played that plays similar, but he's got a lot of Corn Ferry. I mean, he
Yeah.
this is his first year on the tour. So it's tricky. I don't know. Top 40 for 170 is kind of tempting. Yeah, I may write that down. I don't have a spot for it on here. Top 40. 170. The people at home will know. They'll figure it out. Yeah. What about a first round leader on Brian Campbell? I mean, how crazy do you want to get this week?
I don't know. Maybe throw a cup of coffee on it.
I
That's
mean,
like
that will
not
pay
even
for
a.
a horse
That's like
trip.
not almost not even a pizza bet. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it can't. I mean, yeah. I mean, 120 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just okay. We're getting cute. Let's not get cute.
Yeah.
Anybody on here that you want to do some extra dive into? Because I know Buzzy said Norlander. What did Buzzy? Where was that? Norlander top 10 plus 850 on Bet365.
Who's underneath Tom Kim? Who's at the bottom of our list?
Doug Gim
Oh
and
yeah,
Tom
I'm
Kim.
out.
We can look up Hendrik Norlander because Buzzy was kind enough to write a comment, offer some input. So we owe it to him. Another guy that's not been relevant. If I can find him. Yeah, he's 205th right now in the rankings. Oh boy. And he's 7,100. Fourth at the Zurich, played well last week. The Punta Cana, he got 18th. Valero, he got 12th. Then he got cut at the Memorial, got 16th at the Valspar. So 3 out of 4, last 3 out of 4 events top 20 for Hendrik Norlander.
So,
oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Tremendous approach play all year. And solid putting all year. Tee to green, great all year. Oh my goodness. Am I really about to have to pick Hendrik Norlander in here? Can he win it? No. Right? Okay, let's look at his history here. We didn't do that.
He has been a little hot. Kind of
64,
hot.
34 cut. 64, 34 cut. Yeah. Not great. Not great here. Okay. But weak field.
I have yeah. I don't know. What's our final verdict on Henrik?
Bad course history, good current form, okay price. Kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Did we get a top 20 number or no?
Yeah, we can pull that up. I was kind of looking for some guys that I like because I feel like we always have a couple that we end up liking that don't quite make the cut here.
Yeah.
One guy I've been seeing a lot of people seem to like this weekend is Jaeger.
Oh yeah. And he did
Steven Yeager.
he placed here. Did he not? I don't want to I think if I go back, let me screenshot this in case we lose it. Where did I see his name? Because I thought it was oh, is it on here? Yeah.
There we go.
Gaining a lot of strokes here. A lot of rounds here. Yeah. I think there's a way. I can look up what he's up to.
Not bad lately. And well, I mean, 32 RBC, 52 Masters, 11 at the Houston Open, 36 Valspar, 20 at the Players. So, respectable. He's not.
But his weakness is off the tee. He has tremendous approach play. So course fit wise, yeah, it makes sense that he would perform well here because if he doesn't drive the ball well, who cares? So yeah, I mean 20th, 11th, 38th here.
Would you like him more than Siwoo Kim? Siwoo is just, man, he's a tough one to.
What's Jaeger's price?
Those
Outright.
guys are similarly priced. They're pretty much in that same.
Kim and Jaeger are the same?
About, yeah. Well,
33 to 1?
I was 30 to 1 and 40 to 1 winner. I'm just looking at DK right now.
Sure. Yeah. Steven Jaeger 40 to 1. I think that's okay. For an outright? Is that I mean, if
No, I was I was more interested in top 20s, maybe DFS. I don't know. How do we feel?
I like it more than Siwoo.
Does that change
Yeah.
the outlook? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what Siwoo's been up to here. Tom Kim is another maybe interesting conversation to have. Did Siwoo played in Zurich? Yeah, he played this week. Cut 8th in the RBC. Cut twice previously. Yes. Historically, Siwoo Kim here 13th and 2nd. Last 2 times out. Oh. 13th and 2nd for Siwoo Kim historically here. Okay. So that's not bad. Kim, he likes the place. What's top 20 for Siwoo?
Plus 120.
Okay. And Jaeger's plus 140?
Yeah. That's including the toes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm okay with either of those. I think
They're about the exact same price, DFS wise, $100 difference.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Zach Johnson's on here. I don't know what that means for us or for the model, but I guess he's had like one good finish this year at the Masters, right? He played okay there. Yikes, doesn't even crack the top 100, unfortunately. Or the top 200? There's no way. That's got to be a typo. That's got to be a typo. Well, where is Zach Johnson? He's not even on. What? I can't find him. Just can't find him.
I will say it does seem like the overarching theme here for this week is we'll probably have a little bit of a lighter dance card, but I don't hate some of the guys that we have on it. It's not going to be like, spraying the board here by any means.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed. I want some more outrights, I think. If you do the DraftKings home run bets every day.
Yeah.
My max is $5, and so I just
Yeah.
have a ton of $5 free bets sitting in the account, and it's like, Ben Griffin 5 to win 200 with the free bet doesn't sound bad. Norlander to win 550. Like I may throw some of those free bets on some of these guys just for rooting interest. But yeah, I think you're right. I think this event is gonna have me watching from the sidelines a little more. Because like I said at the very beginning, it's anyone's week, and that's a little scary. It can't provide upside. Let me build a lineup. You got yours built?
Yes, I have one in. I'm open to doing some tinkering, but I have something down for now that I'm rolling with. I have
Don't tell me.
Bridgman.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I'll let you build first. I was
Okay.
just trying to fill some time here, but I don't know. I'm definitely going light on the. I'm gonna maybe try some 50-50s and low entry big tournaments because a lot of names I don't normally side with here.
All right, I'm going Scotty. I'm locking him in. I'm going. You knew I would. And if we got Ben Griffin outright, we got to find a way to get him in. That really kills our salary. We're down to 6,800. So we got to reach pretty low in terms of. Let's see who's on here.
Yeah, because
Joseph.
he's not cheap. Griffin isn't.
Oh yeah, no, he's not. Um, is Joseph Bramlett cheat? I mean, he's 20. He's too Brian. Okay, we got to have Brian Campbell. We're gonna have Brian Campbell. We already talked about it. 6,800. Um, One name I keep seeing is Gary Woodland. He's not on the model, but I'm
Hmm.
kind of a Gary Woodland guy. Golly, I can't have Scotty. Like I cannot have Scotty.
Yeah,
1,300
right,
is too much.
right. You just have to basically surround him with scrubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
guess for reference on the price inflation this week, remember when we were suggesting Matt Kuchar
Oh, right.
a couple weeks ago when his price was 6,000
Mhm.
at RBC? He's now 7,300. So quite an adjustment there based on the rest of the field, I think.
Alex Smalley. That's another guy who doesn't has been on here before, but Gary Woodland. I mean, is there an avenue for Gary Woodland to
I mean, he's a make the cut guy. Like that's the thing. He'll probably more likely than not you'll make the cut at least with Woodland, which as I said, that's ultimately kind of the name of the game is um, with DFS. You need to target guys that are going to make the cut, and then have a couple guys be at or near the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Norlander. This is tough. I mean, this is ugly. This is ugly at a high. Oof.
Yeah, it's not an easy one to put together.
I mean, I hate this lineup. Okay, what do you have?
So I have who did I take out here? Yeah. Bridgman, Campbell, Cole, Griffin, Hall, and Yeager. So according to
Yeah.
our little model here, right? Like Ben, I have number 2 Ben Griffin, number 3 Harry Hall, number 4 Eric Cole, um, Bridgman,
Campbell.
Campbell, yeah,
And was there one more?
Yeager, Steven Yeager, who he's the guy
Okay.
that we were saying, hey, look, he has good history here. For whatever
Yeah.
reason, he didn't make it onto here. Um, he's my highest priced guy. Steven Yeager is.
Okay, so I went Campbell as well. I went Gerard. I went Norlander. I went Tom Kim, which I cannot draw because that thing popped up. So that's awesome. I went Jaeger as well, and Ben Griffin. So these four plus Tom Kim plus our write-in of Steven Jaeger. Yeah, I mean, if I can't have Scotty, which I always like to, I think that's it seems like probably one of those middle of the pack. Just
Yeah.
get a conglomerate of these middle of the pack guys and just hope that 3 of them crack the top 20 and everybody makes the cut. I'm gonna enter both of these. I'm gonna enter your lineup and I'm gonna enter mine. And we'll see.
Yeah, I feel
But
like we have to do the trust the model lineup, you know.
right. Steven Jaeger, Ben Griffin, Brian Campbell, Hendrik Norlander, Ryan Gerard, and
these are almost all guys that we discussed as top 20 guys anyway.
right. Bramlett, Fox, Griffin, Hostler. Oh, you got Scotty in there. You got Scotty in there. Danny Walker. That's a name. Yeah, I mean, if you can, I mean, Fox is on here, Griffin's on here, Bramlett's on here, Scotty's on here. So you manage 4 on the model. So high risk, high reward. Part of me is like, here's how I'm going to scratch both of my itches. Okay. I'm going to run Scotty outright at 340. And then I'm going to play all the other guys with free bets and DFS.
Yeah.
And that could be that might be my week. Because yeah, I just these Danny Walker. Let me look up Danny Walker before I enter this last one. Danny Walker out of Jacksonville, Florida, 6,600, 12th at the Zurich, 31st at the Putacana, cut at the Valero, cut at the Houston Open, cut at the Valspar, 6th at the Players, TPC Sawgrass, 13th at Mexico, 42nd at the Farmers. Gonna guess he has no history here. Nope, no history here. Decent approach player. Yeah, I mean, worth the $66. Why not? Yeah, if you're gonna go with Scotty, throw in Walker. Maybe he makes the cut. I mean, all you got to do is have him make the cut.
Yeah.
Don't look up Walker. It'll hurt. No, I mean, there's upside in his approach play and his price. You got to hope he's putting well, and it's a weak field. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it over and over. Okay, let me build yours. I'm gonna win this contest with your lineup, and then we're gonna go out to dinner.
Any other, I guess, dart throws here on the golf, or also happy to if you wanted to throw in any bonus baseball talk or anything else before we wrap.
All my baseball plays were out today. I really liked Tigers today in a big way. That's probably my biggest whatever of the day.
I will say, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, so about 40 minutes from now, we do have Barcelona enter in the Champions League. I did take some first half under 1.5. That was minus 166. I don't know what it is now, but I took that earlier this morning, so should still be around there. Yeah, you can get some minus 160, minus 170, 75. So yeah, under 1.5. And then feel like it's a game that could start slow, cagey, maybe open up a little in the second half would be my.
What's the like? Is this for anything?
It's the semifinals. They're basically down to the final 4 here for all of European club soccer. So these are,
they're both trying to win. Is anybody trying to just tie? Like, how does it?
No, it's the first. They play home and home, and this is the first of, and then they play again next Wednesday.
Okay.
or next week, maybe next. Yeah. So, and it's aggregate scoring. So if somebody wins 4-0 today, they're in really good shape next week. But today it's 0-0, so it's kind of that's where I think it could generally tend to be a little bit more conservative, a little more slow starting on the front end, just because.
They don't want to allow anything.
Yeah, teams don't want to get burned.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And
Well,
Inter's
good.
like very, very strong defensively. Barcelona's missing their starting striker. They're so I think just the combination of those two, I could see a little bit of a slow start early on before they kind of figure it out, get the second half adjustments.
Soccer. You can have a great bet for 90 minutes, and then that extra time clips on, and then you lose everything. The amount of times that's happened to me, it's never done with soccer. Okay, yeah, I think I'm set. Yeah, I think I'll watch this week, but I'm going to keep it pretty light. Probably throw some free bets out on some of these guys, and yeah. What's next week?
What is next week? Can we start getting some good fields again? Like, Jesus. I need to shut down. Again, I'm just going to blame it on Liv.
The Truist Championship, and then the Myrtle Beach Classic. Oh wait, those are at the same time, so I don't know which one.
Perfect.
Probably the Truist is going to be it's the $20 million purse. It's with more FedEx Cup points, and then we get the
Rory won
PGA.
last year.
Yep. Okay, we
Well,
got the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow May 15th through the 18th. So it's coming up. Two more this week, next week, then we're there.
Rory's won a lot at this Truist. That's wow.
Yeah. Okay, well, yes, I know, Nick. He just gave up a homer to Pena, who I looked at today. I looked at Pena and I looked at Isak, and I went with Isak, and then Pena hits one first at bat, and it's hurting my Detroit. It's okay. It's okay. We got 4 innings. I'm going to go watch it. We're going to be fine. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to try not to be. Yeah, we need Colt Keith, though, to hit it. I'm a little actually disappointed in the Cincinnati Reds team. They're either going to score 20 runs, or they're going to score 0. And today it's a 0 day. No home runs, no runs at all. 2 guys with hits, 3 guys with hits. Yeah, so they need to get it going too. Okay, yeah, well, good luck. I may tell you on the Barcelona. Any final thoughts?
Not in particular. Yeah, like I said, I mean, lighter card today. Maybe we need to start streaming some other stuff too. Add into the golf. The golf streams just aren't as interesting right now unless we're getting into but I don't know. I feel like we're still up. We're still kind of making money on the show plays for the most part.
The information has been in front of everyone. It's just a matter of if they want to latch onto it. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm leading the horse to water, but I can't drink for him.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Well, thanks for coming by to everyone, and
look, we've had some good call outs in the comments over the past couple of weeks of guys calling winners in the comment section. So the fact that we didn't really get much, outside of, I guess Buzzy liked Bridgman.
And Norlander.
Hinchman says Scotty will definitely win. Outside of that,
Norlander at
yeah, he did like Norlander. That's right.
139. But yeah, Tapper Cash.
Yeah, we'll see. Us against the field again.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, thanks again, everybody. Check us out. We'll be back. Run it back again next week. Check out Green and his YouTube page or wherever you may be watching this. Thanks for joining, and we will see you next week.